Hi everyone, welcome to another instalment of Let's Talk Porsche. My name's Ashley, I'm one of the Porsche Pros here at Porsche Centre South Lakes, and I'm here today to show off our new demo Panamera. So this is our new Panamera demonstrator in oak green metallic.
Which version is it though, Ash?
Oh, great question. So there's now 7 variants of the Panamera. This one here is the Panamera E-Hybrid. So 4-wheel drive, but also got the hybrid system there for that extra performance and extra economy.
So what's different about this new Panamera?
So this is actually the 3rd generation of the Panameras, and this generation has had the biggest revamp in terms of aesthetic and also the technology and performance. So visually, when you look at it, you can tell it's got a brand new front end. It's a lot cleaner in terms of your lines and emphasise this wider profile. We can see number plate has moved down a little bit to incorporate this new air intake just above. We've got more aggressive, more open air intakes there. And we can also see new headlights as well. So these are our Matrix LED headlights, which have a lot more technology on the previous generation. You can also upgrade to the HD Matrix as well.
I really do love this new front end, especially like that little bit more of aggressive look. I think it just looks really, really good.
I agree, to be honest. We've incorporated a sports design pack on this one as well, just to really kind of accentuate that aggressive front end. And that follows around to the sides as well, actually. So if you follow me.
Let's have a look around.
So included in the sport design pack, we've got the sport design side skirts, which are what these are along the bottom here. Of course, then we have to go for the 21-inch sport design wheels, which I think you'll agree look absolutely fantastic. And then towards the back, we've had a few design changes on here as well. So main one really is going to be in the light bar. So this has helped accentuate this really wide and low look. So the light bar is now 2 clean lines across with Porsche integrated in there as well. And then in terms of looking cleaner and a bit more sleek, we've also now got a frameless rear window as well. So really kind of helps that flow, along with the redesigned window trims there as well.
So this version's a hybrid. So what do we get with the new hybrid in this new Panamera?
So hybrid itself has had a revamp. With the previous hybrid, you used to get about 25, 30 miles of range. That has pretty much doubled. We're now seeing about 50 miles, real world terms, in terms of your range. You've also got 190 PS of power. So a big jump up from the 136 we saw previously. So more power, more range. And then it also means you get more goodies. So by that, I'm talking about Porsche Active Ride.
The new fancy up and down thing it does.
That's the one. So the drive itself is massively enhanced by it. But even from starting the car, from opening the door, we can see one of the benefits there. So it's got the Active Ride lift. So it just brings the car up to a more comfortable, more accessible entry point. And then once you get in and close the door, that'll then lower that down as well for you.
It's also got 2 advantages for when you're driving as well.
Oh, massively, yeah. The main things with this is the anti-pitch and anti-roll. So with your suspension, with these cars, you're getting our suspension as standard anyway. So 2-valve, 2-chamber. But with Porsche Active Ride, it utilises the PASM, which is about controlling the stiffness of a ride, and then puts a hydraulic pump on each wheel. So that means basically you can adjust the stiffness and the wheel height independently for each wheel. As you're driving along, basically, in real world terms, if you're turning into a corner, it's going to lean into the corner like a motorbike. And then if you are accelerating and braking, when you accelerate, it's going to pitch the nose down a little bit. And when you brake, bring it up a little bit, like a helicopter, basically.
That's just like amazing. What they can do with the technology now on these new vehicles is phenomenal. And it would make the drive so much more dynamic, but also 100%. When you're on just the normal roads, nice and comfy. Definitely.
It kind of stops your body travel a little bit. So when you are driving along, let's say, I don't want to name and shame roads around here, but let's say there's a pothole road near you, which, let's be honest, everyone has one. When you are driving along a road, lots of undulations, it will kind of keep you quite still. So a lot more comfortable, especially for a long drive. But then from a performance aspect as well, it really helps kind of give a more dynamic drive.
Should we have a look on the interior?
Let's go.
So we're on the interior now. What have we got?
So quite a lot of big changes, to be honest. The first one right in front of me is going to be this new raised central column here. So this now has a lot of additional functionality, and it's all usable features too. So you'll notice, for example, we moved the gear selector up behind the wheel. That's because basically with automatics, you only really ever touch that if you are stopping, starting, parking. So there's not much point it being down here taking up valuable real estate. Instead, what we've got is a wireless phone charging compartment, which is also cooled so the aircon flows through it. So if you are out for a nice fast drive, you can also have a fast charge at the same time.
And a good mix of like proper buttons as well as digital buttons.
For me, I do prefer the analog. I know I shouldn't say about being a tech person, but I think it's the ergonomics of it. It's that nice kind of haptic feel. You do feel very connected to the car. So we've kept a lot of analog buttons, but obviously we do want heated seats on, as you can see. There is still a haptic feedback, but it is a button that you press, which I think is quite nice, really.
And still lots of tech with the new big PCM screen and the digital dashboard.
So as part of the new kind of Porsche DNA, we've introduced the Porsche driving experience. So that's basically this curved instrument display just here. This is 12.6 inch and has a variety of different displays we can go through. You can have it on the reduced display as well if you're not tech focused. Absolutely fine. Just pop your speed on there, away you go. Hopefully within the speed. You then also get your 12.3 inch PCM screen, which, as you can see, has got all the functionality that you might need on there in terms of, you know, the CarPlay, parking, etc. Now also comes with screen hits as well. So if you are, let's say you're parked up waiting for somebody, you wanted to catch up on your Netflix, you can give that a go. Though let's be honest, if you have a bit of extra time, you're probably trying out that Porsche Active Ride, right?
You get a passenger display as well on this car.
You can. So we don't have one in this particular model here, but if you travel quite regularly with a passenger in the seat here, it's really handy to opt for the 10.9 inch passenger display. Now on that, my passenger here could be programming routes in for me, they could be changing songs over without adjusting anything within my view. Or if they don't want to hear my anecdotes of my day, they can pop on screen hits and be watching something through there. But don't worry, there is a film on it, so I can't see it from my driver position.
But you can have a really nice comfy ride with your massage seats.
Absolutely we can. Massage, ventilated, the whole shebang.
Right, should we go for a drive?
Let's go.
So Ash, what do all the people watching need to do?
Oh, definitely like and subscribe. If you like test drive videos, tech tips, or any kind of Porsche know-how, make sure you give us a follow.
Right, so now inside.
Absolutely we are, yeah. We've just set off. Obviously, the vehicle starts up in electric mode, which actually for this route is perfect because really if you're driving around, 30 mile an hour town roads, you don't really need the combustion engine working for you. Electric-wise, with this new hybrid system, you've got 190 horse from the electric motor, which is more than ample for your out and about, your commute if you like. But then obviously when you do get to the open roads, you can knock it into sport or hybrid to activate that combustion engine. Engine-wise on this one, with it being the Panamera E-Hybrid, we've got the 2.9 litre twin-turbo V6. So a decent bit of oomph there. Like I said, combined power is 470 horse and 650 newton meters of torque. So a fair bit of oomph for your commute. In terms of the different models that this one comes in, you go all the way from the two-wheel drive Panamera all the way up to the Panamera Turbo S E-Hybrid. So anywhere all the way up to a 4 litre V8. And your 0 to 60s are anywhere from 5.1 for your two-wheel drive to a staggering 2.9 for your Turbo S E-Hybrid.
So now we're in the Panamera. You can actually experience the active ride. So you have to set it up in a certain way, don't you, for the active ride?
You absolutely do, yeah. So I've popped it into sport mode myself just because I prefer the feel, the handling of sport mode. But you do need to make sure that your chassis is on normal. So by chassis, I call it that because that's what the setting is on there. But it's basically your dampers, so how firm your ride needs to be. So even I'm driving in sport mode to have the gear ratios how I want, handling how I want, steering, and how sensitive the accelerator is. I do want to activate this active ride, so chassis goes in normal. You can then also go into comfort, and at the very bottom of there, you can make sure that your comfort entry height, active tilt control, and active pitch control are all selected as well.
talking about comfort, it is such a comfy ride as well. Like,
Right.
you're doing a long trip, traveling down the motorway a lot, doing a lot of touring, but then come to some country lanes or some mountain passes, so you have a bit of fun.
100%.
This is the perfect car.
It does it all, basically. With this car, I mean, obviously in the job we do a lot of driving, and so people will say to me, you know, what car would you drive? What car do you want to drive the most? But it really depends on the situation. For me, the Panamera covers everything. If I'm going down to Reading, for example, to do a bit of training on these fantastic cars, you've got the comfort, you've got things like InnoDrive, your active ride, all those different features that make it a really comfortable drive.
And massage seats.
Massage seats again. But if you do get a nice open stretch of road, when you're not just, you know, sat on the motorway, if you get a lovely road ahead of you, you've got the performance there, you've got the power there, you've got the handling. You know, these are sports cars, they're just a bit more comfortable and luxurious, you know? So that's the test drive of our Panamera E-Hybrid. If you'd like to experience this test drive instead of just watch it, do give us a call here at Porsche Centre South Lakes and we can make that happen. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.